Okay, so first and foremost, once we get out, of the asylum, I'm going to use soul duping to just get minimum stats. For now, I think I'm just gonna take some of this off so I can go at a decent speed. Solaire mid rolls, so obviously I'm gonna get to the point where I can mid roll. Don't have the spells active or equipped. Apparently he has a great heal, which I didn't know. I had to check the wiki to see what gear he had because I couldn't remember the name of his armor. The armor of the sun, because it's different from all the iron stuff. But apparently he has lightning spear and great heal. I thought he just had lightning spear. I was gonna try to make my character actually look like Solaire, but didn't really have time to do that. I started streaming a little late. Multiple people, including someone who I thought was cool. I'm just kidding. If you know who you are and you see this, I'm completely joking. But multiple people thought that it was a joke that he flirts with you, but it's very clearly actual joking. Or it's very clearly not joking, because he's supposed to be uniquely endearing, right? Like, that's his whole thing. That's his character trait. He's uniquely endearing. And no other character flirts with you, right? So it makes sense that Solaire, the character that they want you to be endeared to in a unique way and want to, would actually flirt with you. Doesn't seem like too much of a hot take. And apparently most of the community agreed with me. I'm surprised Priscilla got third, to be honest, especially since there's nothing in the game to indicate that she's queer at all. But I think several bi women and lesbians, and probably straight men too, have a crush on her, so that makes sense. Now hopefully I'll be able to mid-roll. Taking gaming to a whole new level. That's still fat roll. Oops. So the shield is kind of useful in mid-roll range. Sexy party Solaire it is. The worst part about Solaire being the gayest character in the game is that I'm a lesbian. So, like, I get it. I totally get it. But he's not my type because he's a guy. Are you saying you don't like Solaire's face? Solaire is one of the more attractive men, in my opinion. Yeah, my voice has changed a lot since then. I didn't even do it on purpose. Like, I think I've always just naturally talked like this. And in high school or whatever, I was insecure, so I started talking lower. Yeah, most people on YouTube generally are a guy. I understand people, like, assuming that, and it doesn't really bother me. Especially since I intentionally don't do voice training, because, I mean, I like my voice. I mean, that's also partially why I do it. Like, I like my voice, but also I don't voice train because I want to normalize just having the voice you want, regardless of your gender. Straight sword on the gay character. Yeah, it's true. It's a tragedy. I think Solaire should have a curved sword. I don't think Solaire is capable of being a freakazoid. You know, he's very himbo. And, like, the himbo archetype just kind of isn't freaky like the bimbo archetype. As a bimbo myself. Yeah, I mean, if you want to voice train, there's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't want to, so I didn't. And like there are a lot of TikToks that are like, oh, these are voice training tips. If you want to be more feminine, you should be voice training, and you can do this, and this to sound more feminine. Like, what are you talking about? Voices aren't inherently feminine or masculine. Like, huh? The only reason those conceptions exist is because of, like, societal norms. And it's so frustrating. But I know that a lot of people really do or are dysphoric about their voice. And I know that voice training helps a lot of people and those videos help a lot of people. But it's just so frustrating to see that. We live in a society. I haven't actually seen any Joker media. I am so surprised. That was such a late parry. Okay. Apparently I'm good at the video game. I'm at the point where I'm, like, more comfortable with my gender and, like, femininity / masculinity generally. And I'm identifying more with the masculine parts of myself. Like, I didn't do that for a long time because I was so put off of it, you know, by being forced to be a man for so long. And because I was exploring that more, I was thinking that I might be non-binary, but I've ultimately come to the conclusion that I am definitely a woman who just happens to have some masculine traits, which I mean all women do, so it's okay. All trans people have wonderful voices. Is it Gata? I think it is Gata Praise the Sun, to be honest. Going back, I just finished recording yesterday the Dark Souls 3 like second half of the game video. And going from the Elden Ring like DLC back into Dark Souls 3 is like going from Dark Souls 3 back to Dark Souls 2. It's such a weird shift and was so difficult to like get back in the groove of the game. Freaktistic? That's a compliment. Tell them thank you. That's awesome. Someone who is in my Discord, I will not say names for privacy's sake, followed me on TikTok, which is weird because I don't post anything on TikTok. I probably should because last time I did that, I was not pretty. But I clicked on their profile to see if it was like actually them. I don't know why I didn't think it was. Their name is pretty distinctive. But the first video I saw said that their best friend called them an estrogen muncher, which is so funny. Too bad I can't use Emit Force or Wrath of the Gods or any of the cool good miracles, but it's fine. Video games generally are one of my special interests, which is weird because so many people lump video games as a concept together into its own thing, which doesn't make sense to me. Because like Souls-like games are just a completely different thing in my mind from racing games, right? So someone will be like, oh, I burned myself out on video games, so I haven't played them in a while. But like, what are you talking about? You played, what, Madden for 3 years and haven't touched any game ever? Have you ever tried, like, anything? This is strange. Seeing two Solaires. I feel like I have to do this quest, though. I feel like if you will engage in self-cest, that's, like, the gayest you can get. So, I have also... Okay, so... my mom used to like going to rock beaches a lot. And every now and then, like, there'd be a cool one with rocks for like my brothers and I to jump around on and whatever. But she would always want to go to rocky beaches so she could rock hunt, like pick up cool rocks or whatever. And I never understood that. And then I swear to God, the first time I went to a beach after I transitioned, we went to a rock beach and I just started picking up cool rocks. I didn't even think about it. I got a glass jar to show them off and everything. If you think you might have autism, I would highly recommend taking I think it's called the RADS-R test. You can find it online for free pretty easily. And it's like a self-administered test. So you're supposed to take it by yourself. You're not supposed to like go to a doctor. And it's not like if you get a certain number on this test, you definitely have autism. It's if you get a high number on this test, you probably have autism. The funny Discord? Is that my Discord where everyone is really gay? Okay, there we go. Let's go, Solaire. Come on. Solaire and Solaire fighting the gargoyles. Dark Souls 2 too. I mean, that's kind of what Elden Ring was. But if they added open world and Dark Souls 3 style combat and a lot of delays and a lot of annoying enemies and bosses. I like Elden Ring. I swear I do. It's just my least favorite. Solaire, come on. Solaire. Solaire, come on. What are you doing? I need you. Solaire Cest. Freak Souls 2. Somebody needs to make a Dark Souls parody and call it Freak Souls, I think. Yeah, Solaire! He's doing it. Do it. Oh, damn it. Oops. I don't know what I know the general consensus is that self-diagnosis is cool and good. And generally more accurate than professional diagnoses, at least in my experience. But, you know, that's under the caveat that you do a lot of actual research and don't just say, hey, I relate to this one person. Not that I'm saying that you would, but just for people who don't understand that. Yeah, so what I did personally to self-diagnose was I did the RADS-R, obviously, and then I read a little bit of the DSM or whatever it's called, the thing that, you know, has the actual diagnosis criteria. I talked to several autistic people, got their experiences and whatever, watched a lot of videos. I probably went a little bit overboard because I didn't want to just be wrong about it and be an ass. Learning I was autistic was such a cool thing because it helped me understand so much of what was happening in my life and why I felt the way I did. Solaire is extremely gay. In fact, he's the only character that I would say is explicitly gay in Dark Souls, except for like Gwendolyn, but that's not gay. That's just queer, you know? They can parry the heavy. Oh god. I was expecting so much more damage. I have been parried twice this run. This is tragic. This is more than I've ever been parried in my whole life. Right. Boys. Boys makes Capper easy. I might have lied, but it's fine. Run. How much poise does this armor give me? There we go. Capper's easy. Oh. That was less damage than I was expecting, but... Uh-oh. Wait, no, hold on, wait. Okay, that's significantly more damage, but is not very safe to do right now. You think Solaire is just a bisexual in denial? Is that the lore? Is that why he uses the straight sword? I think that's the lore. You know, somebody said Laurentius was gay, and I feel awful for not putting him on the poll. I thought Vincent Nico would be funny, but I genuinely didn't think about Laurentius as gay, just because, I don't know, he doesn't give me those vibes personally, but he definitely should have been represented. That's a grab! No! Alright, Gaping Dragon is weak to lightning too, so this will hopefully be a pretty easy fight. Playing Dark Souls 3 yesterday really confused me because you can kind of fight Nameless King like the princes, and the princes are one of my favorite bosses in the series. But Nameless is one of my least favorite, and I could not tell you why. Is he not going to do the slam? This is messed up. Not that slam. Oh, and the channeler, of course. I forgot the channeler. Why did you throw that at the ground? What? Everything's fine. Gargoyles are weak to lightning. Okay. Solaire is already almost dead. Come on. Oh, rest in peace. Uh-oh. That is not a good time for you to do that. Stop. Move, please. I did not kill Solaire for a set. I figured that would be kind of outside the spirit of the run, to be honest. Ugh, ouchie. So the question is, do I push through, or do I stop and go kill the channeler and get Solaire again? there are so many puns with Gaping Dragon and Solaire in the same sentence, and I don't know how I feel about them. Trying to be a Gaping Dragon. I think Solaire is. I think Solaire is a bottom. This is a wonderful life for you to catch first. They tend to devolve into this, but they don't usually end up like this at less than an hour into the stream. It's usually by the time we get to the DLC, we start flirting with Manus or whatever. Solaire is a switch. That's a good take. I agree. I've changed my mind. Solaire is a switch. I think it would be not like a submissive top, but he would only top if he knew you wanted to, and he's totally okay with being a bottom if you're a top. You know what I mean? Running through Blighttown is not advisable, by the way. Do as I say, not as I do, please. For your own sake. I'm only doing this because I know where I'm going generally. And even then, that might be an overstatement. Okay. Don't remember where to go. Never mind. Like I said, overstatement. Oh god, run! Drop! No, please! Dang it. I mean, yeah, it is miserable in your first playthrough, but that's unironically what makes it great. That's what's so fun about it. It's stressful and difficult and can be annoying at times, and it's so much fun to finally conquer. Yeah, Sens is my favorite area. Oh, excuse me, favorite area in Dark Souls 1. But Blighttown is up there. Ouchie. For me, I'm surprised that hit me. For me, the combat of Elden Ring is what really gets me. Not necessarily the player movement, but enemy movements. They make it real hard for me to comprehend the game. Is Solaire shield big? I feel like that can be an innuendo. I love how much damage this does. I didn't spend any time putting this build together. I used DSR Gadget because I felt like killing Solaire in his stream wasn't a good look. Yeah, Solaire swings both ways. That's what makes him gay. In this context, gay is queer, which is why I also included Gwendolyn. There we go. Personally not gay, but hate people who think it's bad. I mean, the people who think it's bad only think it's bad because they're stupid, so... I did play Shadow of the Erdtree. I think it's generally better than the base game, but a lot of the bosses are just really bad. I won't spoil any names, but... are bad in my opinion. I should be careful about that. Though it does have my favorite boss of the game by far. They are pink, if you're curious which one it is. I think there's only one pink boss. It's the pink boss that's part of the main story that you have to do. Hog Rider sucks. That one was so bad. Is Mesmer gay? Are the snakes dudes? They're literally inside of him, aren't they? I don't think it matters what gender the snakes are. I think Gwendolyn snakes and Mesmer snakes should absolutely kiss. Though preferably mid-fight cutscene. My favorite OST from the entirety of Elden Ring by far is definitely Bayle. Bayle. I don't think listening to the music will give you too much of a spoiler for the fight unless, you look it up and it just shows you the boss in thumbnails because people are terrible at not showing spoilers all over the place. It's incredible though. I love that OST so much. I saw people calling the shadow tree the skibbity tree. I pronounced it Scadu tree through my entire playthrough, but apparently it's Old English and is supposed to be pronounced shadow or shadow. All right, time to put away sexy party Solaire, unfortunately. Back to actual Solaire. Can you sprint through this with mid-roll or... Okay. A lot of the straight swords in Dark Souls 1 are pretty good. It's just the ones that I've been using on stream have been bad. And I've only been using them on stream because nobody uses them because they're bad. Like a Stora straight sword. Or, in this case, Sunlight straight sword. Though I guess this is more because Solaire is gay. And that's because... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Sunlight straight sword would be really, really good if you put a buff on it. Yeah, longsword is pretty good too. I like the broadsword. Stora's great gay sword. That's so real. Oh my god. Why haven't I been calling it that my entire life? I did not get the bonfire. It's probably fine. It should be fine. It's just Iron Golem. It's not like I've ever died to Iron Golem on stream before. That'd be crazy. I think that the Astora's gay sword should abbreviate to ass, regardless of the actual abbreviation. Just for brevity. Oh god, no please. No. I don't want to die. Okay, now I can throw lightning spear at you. Right in the crotch. This is something Solaire would do. No! No, please. No. What the? Okay, that's a first. What's with the weird Iron Golem glitches happening in the streams recently? Nice. This might knock him off the edge. Please. Oh god, not me. There we go. Anor Londo Firekeeper is ace. I get it. I disagree with the headcanon, but I get it. I don't disagree because I want to date the Firekeeper. I disagree because the Firekeeper is totally into Gwendolyn. This is just lore. Look, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of Dark Souls characters I'm into, but unfortunately that Firekeeper is not one. Yeah, exactly. And you can date ace people, which just confirms Gwendolyn being trans hat. So it works out. I don't like snakes, but when they're attached to not snake things, or if they're not in a snake way, I like them. Like I like Raya, despite, being a snake person. Despite not liking snakes, for instance. Yeah, so there are exceptions. Oh. Are you kidding me? That missed. Ugh. I need him to flirt with me. And then we'll make up. There it is. Yeah. He engages in self-cest. He's gay. Absolutely. FromSoft elitism. Whoa, I'm alive? It does suck. I remember Asmongold being awful when he first played Elden Ring, and then he quit the DLC because it was too hard or whatever. It's really funny. I do not like Asmongold. Asmongold is funny. And a terrible person. I've also seen a lot of people, like, not even intentionally, they'll just say, like, or somebody will say that they don't like something in one of the games, and then someone will respond like, oh, it's not that hard. Like, yeah, but who cares? It's not about it being hard. It's about it being not fun. And that's not even, like, necessarily a thing that people do on purpose. I've seen people completely well-meaning, like, oh, well, it's easy if you just do this. And it's like, yeah, I know it's easy, but it's just not fun. Black eye orb quivering. Yeah, that's not the only thing Solaire feels quivering. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was that too far? Not far enough. Yeah, I agree, actually. I changed my mind. All right, Solaire, come on. Let's go. I'm just going to run into the fight and pray that he makes it. No, wait. I didn't think I had this equipped. I do so little damage. This is awesome. Huh? Shield, dead zone. What? Solaire, no. What are you doing? This is fine. Everything's fine. No, Solaire, fight the other one. There we go. One down. Yeah, their heal is probably the most annoying thing. I was trying to kill them in the literally nothing run so I could safely summon Solaire, but it didn't work. What if Solaire wants to get Dom, though? I'm not going to stop him from achieving his dreams. I feel like I should try to focus on Ornstein because... Oh god, Solaire is not good at fighting Ornstein just because he uses Lightning Spear. But, I really just... oh my god. Okay, I changed my mind. Solaire is cracked. Sometimes. When he's not using a Lightning Spear, anyway. I guess he's not any better at fighting Smo. Jesus. Solaire did damage. Okay, this is cool. I'm totally okay with letting him take out Ornstein. Nice. Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen him do that much damage. Jesus. Okay. Solaire is the dom in this relationship, I guess. Okay, hopefully. He's probably going to die to the butt slams, to be honest. But hopefully I can prevent that from happening. I will try. There we go. Wow, I am so surprised Solaire actually survived through that whole thing. Good job. That was an extremely easy Ornstein and Smo fight. Solaire really did carry that time. That's the first time he's ever done that good in that fight. He was just so empowered because he's finally embraced his bisexual identity. Solaire would probably help Anastasia, but that's too much effort. The cosplay can only go so far. I would probably like Deep Rock Galactic, not Deep Gawk, unfortunately. Sorry, slip of the tongue. We say what we want to say, I suppose. Freudian slip or whatever. Anyway, I probably would like Deep Rock Galactic a lot more if I found it fun, but it's just not my style of game. I also like Deep Gawk, yes. I would hope most people here would. Or at least I assume most people here would, all things considered. 99 Endurance, Ninja Flip, Havel, Pyromancer. What DS1 was balanced around, huh? I don't think that's quite true. Dragon Ball Z training rates? That's a good point. Mid-rolling is basically just Dragon Ball Z training weights. It'll make me do better. I need to kill Sif. I always forget Sif. Why do I always forget Sif? This is one of my favorite looking areas in the game, just because it feels so much like an actual forest. I don't know. I love it. Like, it's muddy and green, but that's also what forests are. I think that Darkroot looks really, really good, just because even if it doesn't look actually like a real forest, it evokes the vibe, you know, of a forest super well. And I think that's much, much better. That's like double damage, jeez. From both strength scaling and motion values, that's like a huge jump. Please don't hurt me. I just need your ring. If you would just give me the ring, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't have to do that. You did this to yourself. I want to do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 where I use the Mastodon Spear, because it's like the highest DPS, or like generally the highest DPS weapon in the game. I think that'd be fun to do. Like, highest possible damage or DPS in Dark Souls 2 video, like I did with Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 3 is kind of bad after ONS. I forgot to put on the ring! Solaire is the goob master. That's probably true. Solaire is such a goober. No, that's so messed up. I'm gonna die. I didn't die. That's crazy. Oh, Dark Souls 3 is mid, and you realize that because of Dark Souls 3. Or because of being honest. Really? I feel it's hard to compare the games. Just because they do such different things, you know? Oh, that sure is technically damage. What's this damage like? Wow. Worse for the speed. That's so awesome. Might have to go power within, or at least RTSR. This is real bad. Okay, yeah. I was able to kill the first one before the second spawned. This will be easy. Like, just barely, but still did it. And I was messing around checking my damage numbers. I was hoping to actually dodge that. Uh-oh. I don't know how to dodge this one with mid-roll. I feel like Dark Souls 1 probably would have been better, but it would have been different in a way that I wouldn't have preferred, probably. Just because I do really like how it exists now, and the experience would be different if it was changed. Having already played Dark Souls 1 as it is, rather. Okay, you just rolled that side. I think if I were to play Dark Souls 1 as it was intended, like if they had more time to work on it, I would like it less, just because I'm already have Dark Souls as is, and I've played Dark Souls as is, you know? I don't know if that makes sense at all. Ouch. Okay, I can't poise tank 4 kings, which I'm kind of surprised about, because they don't do that much poise damage. I was expecting Solaire's armor to give me more poise, but evidently not. Normally, or I remember 4 kings being much harder if you don't kill them by the time the next one spawns, but I guess they're pretty passive when you're not focusing on one. Too many people complain about Dark Souls 2 hitboxes as if they're the only bad hitboxes in the series, because in my experience, I know this is a disconnected conversation, but it got me thinking about it. In my experience, especially recently, Dark Souls 3 has a lot of really bad hitboxes too. And then Elden Ring, you know, has like garbage fire hitboxes and stuff. Okay, not terrible damage. This won't be too long of a fight, hopefully. Okay, just use melee, got it. Kanto from Gold and Silver? What do you mean? It's not like you go back to Lordran. That would have been so awesome. If they just put all of Lordran in Elden Ring, but like reformatted to be open world, that would be really funny. We've actually come back up a little bit, unfortunately. So we're not at the level of de-evolution that we were when you left, I think. However, we could definitely talk about the centipede with Solaire. I don't know, I'm sure there's something there. Oh my god, speaking of centipedes. God, no spoilers, never mind. There is a centipede boss in the DLC of Elden Ring, and god, I don't know what it is. I usually hate bug type like driders and stuff, but something about that one specifically. So there, you have ranged weapons, use them. So there, why did it untarget? This is... Anyway, I don't usually like drider types, but for some reason that specific boss, something about it. Could not tell you what. Oh my god, Solaire. This is why I was saying there's something there. There's with the centipede and Solaire, but maybe we shouldn't go into it. I don't know. Solaire wants to, clearly. Solaire, get out of the lava, please. Damage. I mean, not good damage, but damage. Wait, I forgot. Can you just die, please? No, don't jump into the lava. Solaire, help. Kill it. Close enough. Thanks, Solaire. Never mind. Spell aiming in this game sure is. Solaire hard carry for sure. There we go. Thank you, Solaire. I appreciate you. He can't find it, but it's fine. He can be his son. It would not surprise me if there was some fanfiction where somebody started flirting with Solaire by saying, I can be your son. And then they like do MPEG or something. Hold on. Kirk. Oh, I forgot I'm human. Yo, what up, Kirk? People called you a twink in the comment section of that community post. That is so little damn... Oh, never mind. I forgot I had Hornet Ring. Alright. Sexy party, Solaire. I need your help. Oh my god, it's so much better when you're not hollow. Okay, do something, please. Okay, Sexy Party Solaire has saved the day. I don't know, I feel like the biggest problem with trying to balance PvP is like crazy weapons like Bolt of Grand Sax as opposed to Claymore. Like one of those is going to be better just because of how the weapon works. So I really feel like they shouldn't try too hard to balance the PvP, especially since it's not supposed to be balanced, you know? Invaders are supposed to show up and ruin your day, but only if you have friends. Or, you know, specifically want your day ruined. Claymore W. Yeah, exactly. The Claymore is just too powerful to be balanced with other weapons. It doesn't work. Okay, unfortunately I have to put Sexy Party Solaire away. Sexy Party Solaire is canon, however. I just want to make that very clear. I think I'll be beating Gwyn with Sexy Party Solaire. Yeah, Elden Ring really does not feel like it should be based around PvP. PvP is a thing that is supposed to add spice to your playthrough. Is not something that is supposed to be focused on. Not that you can't focus on it, but there's differences in how it will be engaged with if you're actively focusing on it versus how it's intended to be engaged with generally in a casual playthrough. Hopefully, I don't die to Pinwheel of all things. I will if I get greedy though. Whoa, see, like that. That's the kind of greed I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Never mind. I understand liking... Is this canon? Does this count as canon? I understand liking Dark Souls PvP, but I don't like it at all. Not my thing. Stop it. Okay. Ooh, hitbox. Okay, most Dark Souls 1 hitboxes are pretty good. Jeez. Okay. I forget Nito is easy when you actually have boys, so... Excuse me. Please don't do that. Wait. What the hell? Oh, hi. Why are you over here? Maybe I should just poise tank, to be honest. I'm not going to be able to poise tank this, but it doesn't really matter, since I'm going to kill it in one hit anyway. Hiya. Yeah, like, I don't think it's a bad mechanic. I think invasions are a really good, cool, interesting mechanic, but I'm just kind of done with them. I'm over it. I asked if you had considered if you were lactose intolerant. Generally, when ice cream hurts your stomach, but Froyo doesn't. My first thought is lactose intolerance. Well, that's the point of invasions, though, right? You're supposed to gank invaders. Or at least that's how the game was intended to be played, sorry. I should be more careful with my wordage. Uh-oh. Wait. What am I doing? I don't need to kill this guy. I'm not doing the DLC. Well, I mean, if you're getting invaded, and you're playing with someone, and then you intentionally gank the invader, like, again, that's just kind of how you're supposed to play the game, and that's... Or how the game was intended to be played. Sorry, once again, maybe more careful. Well, yeah, I know what you're referring to. Someone intentionally creating a squad to gank invaders, but I don't know. That's just something that you should expect as an invader, right? Like, I get that it might not be fun for the invader, but you're also invading someone's world, right? Making their game harder, so... I feel like every time I backstab these guys, someone is like, well, you can backstab them? But don't worry, I also did not know that for the longest time. It is kind of obscure. I picked up a chicken because I thought it would be funny, and then I ended up one-shotting like 3 enemies with the chicken. I know it's a goal to kill the host, but it's not... It's the goal to kill the host, but that's not the fun part. That's not why you're doing it in the first place. And if you are, then you're probably going to have a lot less fun with unfair scenarios like that, right? And hell, blendering an invader can be fun too, right? So, I don't know. If you're having fun at someone else's expense, if you're capable of having fun at someone else's expense, that should just be something that you expect as an invader. Especially since the invader can just leave whenever they want. Swag mama. I'm going to request you never say that word in my chat again. That's the way the games are set up. And if you want something like, you know, fair PvP, that is something you can set up with specific people, right? You can have fight clubs. That's something the game allows you to do. But if you're invading other people, that's just something you should expect. And if you're wanting to invade random people, you know, that's just kind of part of it. I disagree. I don't think invasion should be balanced at all. Invasions are like, oh hey, a random stronger enemy. Not like, oh hey, another person that I want to have a balanced and fair fight with. Because I don't want to have a balanced and fair fight with any invaders ever. That's just not something that I want to do, because that's not why I'm playing the game. I'm playing the PvP aspect, and someone else decided that they wanted to do PvP. And now that's on them. Because, like, again, balanced PvP fighting is a different thing. It's just, like, not what invasions are for. It's not fun, but then just don't invade. Problem solved. Done. Easy. Alright, sexy party Solaire time. The boss that I had the biggest, like, oh my god, it's finally over. And then, like, the whole tingles and everything. The only boss I've ever had that with was Melania. Not Melania, sorry. The dancer. Melania was not one of them. I did have that, like, out of breath, tingly feeling. But it wasn't because I enjoyed Melania, it's because it was like, oh my god, it's finally over. I don't have to do that anymore. With the dancer, it was like, oh my god, that was awesome. I am so happy that I just beat that, because that was a very fun and enjoyable and learnable boss. Yeah, I didn't get that feeling with... I said the name. I am so sorry. I didn't get that feeling with my favorite boss in the DLC, because I beat her first try, and she was easy. But she was a lot of fun. I really, really like that boss. I highly disagree. If you are invading, if you are intentionally making someone else's playthrough harder, it is totally okay for you to just be ganked and obliterated. That is totally okay. That's like part of invading. And it always has been. Like, it's very possible that you just end up in someone's world who is way stronger than you, because you can invade up infinitely in the other games, right? I don't know if you can with Soul Memory, or in Dark Souls 2, but like Dark Souls 1, you can definitely invade up infinitely. It is worse in Elden Ring, absolutely. And that's good. It should be worse. It should be worse in Dark Souls 1 and 3 as well. Alright, Solaire. I need to go talk to him. Unless I's alive. That's so cool. Like I said, if you don't like that you can be one-shot while invading, then don't invade. If you don't like a part of the mechanic, don't use the mechanic. I don't think any boss in any of the games is inherently bad. That's kind of weird to say to me. Just because, like, if you enjoy it, it's good, right? There is no objectively good or objectively bad in this context. It's just like, if you had fun with it, it's good. If you didn't have fun with it, then it's bad for you, you know? I don't know. Or like, in that instance, it was bad for you, but you can go in with a different build and re-experience it in a different way, and it'll potentially be good for you now. You know, like there's so many ways to experience the bosses that saying a boss is good or bad is nonsense. It doesn't matter if you think fun and good are the same thing, because in the context of something that is trying to be fun, if it is fun, it is objectively good for you. Or I guess subjectively good. I think the way invasions are kind of already appeals to all audiences as much as it can. Except for the people who want, like, relatively fair invasions. And it still does it still does work for them, because they can get those invasions, right? They can get those fair invasions. So for people who don't like being invaded, they can get a strong build that will deal with invaders quickly. For people who like fair PvP one-on-one fights, they can just do fight clubs, or, you know, Taunter's tongues or whatever. And then people who like straight up invasions, like, as they are, especially ones that would be fair, they just do it over and over until they get one. Like, I don't know, not every single one is going to be good, and that's fine. It's not competitive. Okay, now I see where your issue is coming from. It's not competitive. Invasions are not competitive. That is not the point of invasions. The point of invasions is to, like, add something to the gameplay, right? If you want it to be competitive, that's PvP. That's one-on-one, right? That's competitive. Invasions are not meant to be competitive. They're meant to be fun. And that's it. Maybe not necessarily for the invader, but they will be a lot of the time for the invader. Because most people who are being invaded won't have crazy PvP one-shot builds. Some people will, sure. Not all of them. And if the majority of them are unfun invasions and you don't want to deal with that, then don't do invasions. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel about all Souls things. Like, if you don't like something in the Souls games, chances are you can just ignore it. Or not, if not ignore it, then heavily decrease its effect. Right? Let's do this, Solaire. Solaire and sexy party Solaire. Yeah, I mean, invasions are something that should be fun, but if you personally aren't having fun with them, then just don't engage with them. Or if they are something that you want to like, then create scenarios where that will be a thing that happens, right? Like, random invasions might not always be fun, but Welcome back, Finn. Wait, got it. No, that's the thing. It's not competitive though. Like that's not what invasions are. Come on. Wait, oh no. Okay. This will either end up being one of the easiest Gwyn fights I've ever had, or he's going to use a fast slash and obliterate me. How dare you? Hiya. There we go. Saved him. Solaire would not like the flame, I don't think, and especially sexy party Solaire would not like the flame. Solaire double teaming Gwyn. Solaire. So to answer the question, how hard is Dark Souls as the Gayest character? Not very, but that's also probably only because I'm decent at the game. Like these stats aren't great. If I had better stats, or if I had attributed them better, I probably would have done better at the video game. I didn't really enjoy this build, personally. The straight sword plus mid-roll. Mid-roll is really what did it in for me. I just don't think I enjoyed playing as Solaire because of mid-roll. Anyway, I'm gonna eat. I don't know how to end this.